let's have a look at another example of solving inequations. So here we go. So I've got this inequation and I want to rearrange and solve. I've got a few of my other algebra skills that I need to use in this. And to start with, the first thing I think about is that I've got fractions. Don't like fractions, I want to get rid of those fractions. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And that means these 2's will cancel out to leave me with a 17 take away x on that side is greater than 2 times, and I'm just going to put all of this in brackets, 5x minus 7 over 3, and I'm multiplying all of that by 2. Okay, now I want to get rid of the divided by 3. The opposite of dividing by 3 is multiplying by 3. So I am going to multiply both sides by 3. And I'm just going to put all of that in brackets to remind me that I'm multiplying the whole 17 minus x by 3, not just the 17. Okay, so that's going to give me 3 times 17 take away x is greater than 2 times 5x minus 7. Because remember, that 3 and this 3 there will cancel out. Okay, now I've got rid of the fractions at least. Still haven't finished solving it, but at least I've got rid of the fractions. So let's do our next step. Let's expand our brackets out. So we're going to do 3 times 17, which is 51, minus 3 times x, which is 3x, is greater than 2 times 5x, which is 10x, minus 2 times 7, which is 14. Okay, so far I've only multiplied by positive numbers, so the sign has not changed. And I've expanded out brackets, so again, sign doesn't change. Remember, we only change if we ever multiply or divide by a negative number. So now let me think what's going to stay. Well, this minus 3x, I want to keep that on the left-hand side. And the minus 14, I want to keep on the right-hand side. Other than that, I do want to move some of the other pieces. I want to move this 10x across. So at the moment it's 10x. When I move it across, it's going to become minus 10x. Now, did I multiply or divide by a negative number? No, I simply subtracted, so that won't change the sign. The other one I want to do is move that 51 across to the other side. And that 51, it's positive at the moment. When I move it across, it becomes a minus 51. And again, I'm only subtracting 51, so the sign does not change. Now let's tidy up. Minus 3x minus 10x gives me minus 13x is greater than minus 51 minus 14 equals negative 65. So I've just been simplifying. I haven't done any multiplying or dividing yet. All right, now let's have a look at our next step. Well, I want to get rid of this negative 13 in front of the x. So I need to divide both sides by negative 13. And this is when my alarm bell starts going off. I'm dividing by a negative number. Soon as I do that, the sign will change. So that means the sign was greater than or equal is now going to change. Greater than is now going to change to less than. Now, negative 13 divided by negative 13 will cancel and just leave me with x. And negative 65 divided by negative 13 leaves me with a value of 5. And there is our final answer.